Today we are going to see about triggers. Trigger is some kind of a program which occurs or which fires automatically when some event happens. The event can be anything like which is be an insert query or a select or a delete, whatever the query is. So when there is some changes in table, it may be happening, like triggers may be happening. To execute or to demonstrate triggers, I'm going to use this sample table which is named as students. Here we are having 6 columns. So to create a trigger, we are going to put the statement like create or replace. Create means we are going to create a new trigger. Replace or replacement, what is the meaning is like if there is a trigger already existing in this name, say sample, it is going to be replaced. So that does mean like create or replace. The trigger will be a keyword and the sample is the name of the trigger. So I'm going to write before in the word or in the before we can put after or instead of. So before means when this like before an insert or update or delete we can use in that way. I'm going to execute this trigger before insert, so I'm writing insert alone. Suppose you want say like you are going to do the same before insert or delete or update, you can put like this before insert or update or delete. In that way you can write the 3 times. So I'm here only using this insert. I'm going to execute this trigger before insert on students. So for each row min, I'm going to take row by row. Instead of taking the entire table, I'm going to take it as a row by row. So I'm putting the statement as for each row. So next is begin, which is a normal PLSQL syntax where we'll be using for declare, begin and end in this way. So begin will contain the body structure of PLSQL statements. So there I'm going to like use this keyword which is :new, which means that the data that is going to be inserted into the table that we can refer as new. Suppose say which is already existing in the table mean I'm going to put :old. Here I'm going to refer the data which is going to be inserted in the table, so I'm referring it as :new dot name. Name means the name column. As I told here, you can see in the below there are 6 columns in the table. I'm going to take the name column alone. So that is the thing. So new dot name means the data which is going to be inserted in the table, that alone I'm going to take, and I'm going to change into uppercase. So if I'm entering the name in lowercase, I'm going to convert that name into a uppercase. So this happens before the insertion. So we can run and check. I'm going to insert this. This is the query where like new name, I'm going to convert the inserted name into a upper query. Upper case. So insert student. Here you can see I'm going to insert the values. I contain 6 columns. The first one is ID, so I'm putting some ID. So the next is name. I'm entering the name in small letter and comma. Next is mark. You can put any sort of table. For this example, I am giving this 6 column table as an example. That's it. Okay, next is the subject name. So next is the position, that is first or second, that way. I'm going to put the first version. Next is like roll number. You need not go for 6 column table. You can make use of 2 column or 3 column. This is just for demonstration. I've taken this table. I'm going to run the statement. You can see that Rajkumar is given in a small letter. While I'm running this query, you can see that you can leave some space and I'll run again. This is some compiler issue. That's it. The one row is inserted. Now we can go to the select. Now we can check the table, like whether how this thing has been entered into the table in that way. I'm going to write the select query for the table. Select star from students. So you can see that the small letter has been changed into capital letter. So we have given in a small letter and we have written the trigger in such a way that the small letters should be, that is a lowercase letter should be converted into the uppercase before insertion. That happens here. So our trigger is fired well. It is working fine. Here what I'm going to do is, without that trigger, what will happen? Let me do that again. I'm going to disable the trigger. For that I'm going to use this command alter trigger, name of the trigger. Name of the trigger is sample. So I'm going to disable the trigger. Sample disable. So I'm running this, so you can see the trigger is altered, and we can check back the select query. Sorry, we can check this insert query. I'm going to change the ID alone here. Okay, I'm going to run this insert command. Why I am changing the ID is like because of that primary key constraint. Now I inserted that query. You can see here like like this 2212, that is ID given. See, Rajkumar is given the small letter. Earlier it has been converted into uppercase because of the trigger. So now I'm going to enable the trigger. Okay, so this is like this you can enable and disable the triggers. Okay, now what I'm going to do is like the other cases, like trigger is something like what in the olden days, like what they will tell is in the bank, suppose you are having a 500 rupees in your account, some people may be given permission to withdraw 5000 rupees. So in that case what will happen, the bank will there will be minus 4500 in your account, which should not happen. So in that case what they will do is a trigger will be added to that basic account. What will happen is if the amount went in minus, they will create a new account in your loan table and add your name and put the 4500. Instead of minus 4500, your name will be added to the loan account, and where they will put 4500 plus 4500. So that is the initial example for a trigger. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if suppose say your mark in our table, if your mark is less than 40, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the position as fail. So here I'm going to run this trigger before insertion on the students. Similarly, you can go for before delete or update or insert, as I told you before. Or you can go for the three things like before insert or delete or update. In that way you can write. Here I am writing insert alone. So I'm referring the new inserted mark and I'm checking that it is less than 40. If it is less than 40, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the position value as fail. So I'm going to change the ID and name, say Ramesh, for example. I'm going to give a value less than 40 so that we can check. So here I given that position value as first. So what the insert query should do is it should insert as first. Let's check that. Now I have created a trigger. So in our case the first should be changed into fail before inserting. I'm running this. So you can see one row is inserted now. So instead of first in Ramesh, it should be fail. We'll check the select query. I'm running the select query. Now you can see that Ramesh, we have to go for Ramesh. Okay, it is down there. So you can see clearly that it has entered fail, where we have entered first. Instead of first, we have it has stored fail. So our trigger works perfectly. So we'll see some examples, some other examples too in the upcoming sessions. I hope you understand everything. So this is some basic examples for this trigger. If you have any doubt, just post me in the comment. Thank you.